Hey everybody, this is Steph Page with SMPTV and Truth for Thursday. And I was going to do something else today, but I just have something really heavy on my heart that I want to share, and it goes along with the blog post that I just wrote, and it's about healing. And I've been thinking a lot about healing lately because a year ago right now, I was in a lot of pain physically. I had a tumor on my ankle that I didn't know about, and it was causing me a ton of pain. And so I've just been really reflecting on that time in my life and just what God has taught me about healing. And intermingled with all that, so that's the physical side of healing, but there's also a spiritual side of healing. And, you know, we talk about how Jesus is our healer, and He is the healer. I believe He still heals today. I believe that He can come in and He can change a heart. He's the only one that can change our hearts and change our lives and heal us from the inside. But I've been thinking about how, maybe in our Christian culture, in our American mindset, even when I was growing up, there was this idea or this feeling within the church that once you became a Christian, everything became perfect and happy. And I've been thinking about that, and I don't think that's true. I don't think that once you get to know God, you become a Christian, everything becomes perfect or happy. People have this idea, and they've said this to me my whole life, oh, you're always happy. And I like to respond to that I'm not always happy because life isn't always happy, but I do have joy. And I think joy and happiness is different. Joy is when you have contentment and peace, and this knowledge that you have someone who's with you, that knows your future, that knows your circumstances, that's going to take care of you, that's your provider. That is joy, and it's knowing Christ, and it's the overflow of that knowing Christ, His joy that resides within me, that contentment in life circumstances, that peace that no matter what's going on in my life, that He's there, that He's with me. That's the joy, and it comes out in happy ways, smiling and saying things are, everything's going to be okay, even when they don't seem okay. I just know that God is faithful and that He is going to help things to be okay in my life, and that's the difference between joy and happiness. And I often think that there's so many hurting people in the world, so many, and just recently in my life, I've known people who have lost family members, and it's just really, really sad, and it's painful. Life is very painful, and it's very, very hard. And sometimes God chooses not to heal us physically, and we don't know the reasons. We can't always know His reasoning, but we can know that if those people knew the Lord, their ultimate healing has happened because they're with Him in a place of perfection. We won't be made perfect until we get to heaven, till we get to be with Jesus forever. Our bodies won't be made perfect. Our pain won't be completely taken away because there's going to be always pain in this life. This life is hard. Jesus said that in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. He didn't say when you get to know me, you won't have trouble anymore. He said you're going to have trouble. And actually, if you're following Christ, you're probably going to have more trouble sometimes than if you're not, because Satan doesn't want us to follow Jesus. He doesn't want us to end up in heaven with the Lord, and he doesn't want us to bring anybody else with him. So we are going to have trouble in this life, and trouble brings pain. Trouble brings hurt. And I think what Jesus wants to heal us from is not, he doesn't come to take away that pain, because if I lost my mom, or if I lost my sister, or if something really painful happened to me, I don't think that pain is ever going to go away. How can you not ever have pain when you lose somebody in your life? You're always going to have that ache in your heart for that person until you get to heaven. But you know what Jesus does come and heal us from? He heals us from the bitterness and the anger. If someone hurts us, He allows us and He helps us to not be bitter, to not have anger, to forgive them, to love them, to be able to move on in life and have that joy and happiness and peace and purpose within life's pain. If as Christians, if we aren't equipping people to know the Jesus who helps them through the pain, then I feel like we're failing people. If we're just saying, hey, God's going to take away your pain, I don't think that's truth, because I don't think the pain goes away. And maybe I'm naive, and maybe you think I'm wrong. I don't know. But life is hard, and there are painful things that happen, and there will not ever stop being painful things that happen until we get to eternity. And Jesus, what He does is He comes alongside and He says, I'm going to be your comfort. I'm going to be your joy. I'm going to be your peace. I'm going to be the healer. Those bitterness, that feeling of inadequacy, that feeling of not having a purpose in life, I'm going to come in and I'm going to heal that. I'm going to give you a purpose. You know what? There are people that are in pain too, and I want to use you to go comfort them, to go help them, to go show them who I am so that they can be useful in this life. They can have purpose. It's all about Jesus and who he is and sharing him with other people. And yeah, life is hard, but he's the one that comes in. He heals, the hurt. He does. He heals the hurt because he takes away the bitterness and the anger, and he gives us purpose, and he gives us ways to use that hurt for his glory and his kingdom and to help his people know him, so that when we all get to heaven together, the pain and the hurt and everything bad that happens will be gone, because we'll be in his perfect presence and we'll be made new and will be made perfect. So how does God want you to use your pain today? Who does he want you to go touch, to go reach? Who does he want you to pray with, to pray for? Do you have hurt that's been unresolved? Do you have bitterness because of hurt? Do you have anger because of hurt? Are you hating someone because of hurt? God needs to come in. He needs to take care of that for you. He wants to heal that for you. He wants to be your healer. Are you hurting physically and you need a healer? What is God trying to teach you through your physical pain? God taught me so much through my physical pain. I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't experienced physical pain. What is God's plan for you through your physical pain? He is real. He's here. He's working. He's alive. He's active. He is the healer. How do you need him to heal you today? Cry out to him. He's right here. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time.